Oh, you know what? It's been one of them days already. It's a little thing, but it really does wind me up. Welcome to Arsenal against Man City. Community final. Community Shield. Community fucking final. What am I on? I may as well go back to being mute again. Community final. There's only 2 bloody teams in it. How can it be a final? Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. And I hope you're all doing very well. Bad start to the season. It's good to be back, actually. The season opener. Premier League starts on Friday. 2 teams going for it together. Probably going to be the 2 teams that actually fight for the title, if we're being honest. Man City look very, very strong. If you've not seen their team, I'll get it for the screen. I'll get it up on the screen for you now. Just got to get used to everything again on That's Football watch-alongs. I mean, look, it's great to be back doing watch-alongs, isn't it? I mean, we did so many for the World Cup, and I realised that this is the first watch-along since the World Cup, where we had a great time. Absolutely loved it. So now it's back to domestic, Premier League, Champions League. We don't do internationals. Screw that. But yeah, look, I think Man City look strong to me, and I think the big thing about Manchester City is going to be no Pep, and how they deal without Pep. So I'm very excited to see what City do today, because when you look at their team, it's very, very strong. Whereas Arsenal still look like a team that are missing players with Rice and Saka. Obviously they're not back yet. Saliba obviously is going to be injured for a little bit. So yeah, I still think Man City look like a better team than Arsenal, but maybe that's just traditionally because the likes of Haaland and Foden have won so many titles and stuff. But Arsenal probably are the favourites to win the league. There is a big level of consistency with Arsenal, keeping their manager, winning their first league title in a long time. Whereas Man City, this is not the Pep Guardiola era, is it? So I think it's going to be very, very interesting. Why is Timber not fit for Arsenal? I mean, remember when there was talk of him getting back for the Champions League final. Then there was talk about him getting back for the World Cup. Bro's not even back for the start of the season. Bro's got me saying bro. So I don't know where Timber is, Arsenal fans. Let us know about that. Let me just go back to there. Thank you very much. Also, start of the season. You may have seen on the United stand, we've done our big summer announcement already. Stick to United will be on the United stand from Tuesday. Me and Wayne Rooney every week. Huge signing for the United stand, and you can check that out if you're interested. But we have got some big news coming for you on That's Football over the next few weeks. So get ready for that. It's going to be a big season. Not quite ready for the start of the season because, we had to... Well, we were working on the Stick to United and stuff, but there will be a lot of stuff coming out. Bundesliga again, yes. I don't know whether I should have said that. Fucking hell. Well, look, to be fair to myself, we did such a good job last year, you'd have to be idiots not to do it again. But more importantly, until it actually happens, I suppose there's always a chance that it might not. But I'm extremely confident that we will have the first Bundesliga Friday night game, which is Bayern Munich, in a couple of weeks on the channel. But that's not the big news. I mean, that's amazingly big news to have it for 2 years. It shows that it worked last year, and we're very proud to have it. And I certainly want to get over to Germany this year and do a live game from over there. But yeah, I think it's safe to say that the Bundesliga will be back, which is not the big news. I mean, that's last year's big news, which is great to have again next year. But yeah, as long as they don't leak the multiple other things that are happening on here, it's going to be very exciting. Very exciting. When do you think it will all happen? It'll happen when it happens. It's not going to happen for the start of the season. I think that was just too big a task with the World Cup and Stick to United. And yeah, this is probably... Well, it's just massive. I mean, I can't even believe some of the stuff that's going to happen on here. But the most important thing is that this sort of thing's not going to change. You're still going to get the daily videos from me. You're still going to get watch-alongs. So we're core going to still have all that, but there's a load of other stuff to come as well. Talking about Core, let me talk to you about Manscaped because they are sponsoring this stream today. And Core is what I think, when I see that, I go, Core, that's amazing, because it's actually the Manscaped Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra in new desert sand colorway. Can you see the coloring there? It's like a desert sand color. It's got a nice little grip on it. I've set it off again. Carol will get excited. But this is the Lawnmower 5.0. If you don't know what the lawnmower is, it's basically smooth sack summer is officially here. It's trim the grass to make the yard look bigger. Yes, it's down there. It's precision engineering for your family jewels. In the UK, it's been absolutely roasting over the summer. And what better way to cool yourself down a little bit by clearing the bush? Also, some people might say that's a fire hazard. Why would you say that? You know, stop using these disposable barbecues. Stop throwing your cigarettes out the window. You know, that this is a, you know, there are warnings about that sort of stuff. This is not the sort of bush that should be catching fire because of the heat. But you can remove it to cool yourself down. Trim the grass to make the yard look bigger with the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra in the new Desert Sand colorway. Basically gets the job done and a decent deal coming in for you as well. They've got the light on it as well. There we go. And that little light there as well is actually a battery light. So as that goes down, you know it's running out. So you can go and charge it. There's the light as well on the top. I mean, that will light up your life. And it's got a travel lock on it as well. So if you're on your holidays and it starts buzzing, no one's going to believe you when you say, oh, that's my Lawnmower 5.0. People are going to think it's something else. So you want one of those travel locks on it. But most important of all, for the That's Football community, you can get the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra in Desert Sand with an incredible 15% off plus free worldwide shipping with the code FOOTY at manscaped.com. That's football. That's manscaped.com/that's football. 15% off with the code FOOTY and you get free worldwide shipping as well. More than 13 million men worldwide trust Manscaped for their grooming needs. So wherever you're watching us from, get yourself sorted. Thank you to Manscaped. Let's get on with the show. Big up Manscaped. There we go. So I want to start off with the teams. Look, I wouldn't sit here and insult your intelligence by saying, who do you think is going to win this massive game of football? But I'm old enough to know many a Community Shield, and I'm old enough to remember that it used to be United who used to... Whose rugby ground is behind Wembley? I never knew that was there, and I've been to Wembley loads. What's going on? I've never seen that rugby ground in my bloody life. But, yeah, there used to be a time when Man United would play this every year. And that's how you know we fell off, because Man United used to be... It's not at Wembley, Mark. It's in Cardiff. We're in Wales. Nobody told me we're in Wales. Oh, what's occurring? What's occurring? That's why there's a rugby pitch behind it. I thought it was Wembley. We're in Cardiff, aren't we then? Oh, we're not in London, are we? We're in Cardiff. So anyway, look, Man United used to be in these Charity Shield, Community Shield games regularly. It was our, final preparation for the season. It's almost like the best pre-season game you can get. I'm very envious of Man City and Arsenal because it's a brilliant pre-season game. It gets you so sharp for the start of the season because there is a competitive edge to it. And it's normally good quality, but obviously it's not the same as a Premier League game. But it does set the tone, and it's not at Wembley. So why is there not many Man City fans then? Because that's equidistant, surely. Teams on the screen, you can see Man City there. This looks strong to me. Donnarumma, Kushanoff, Diaz, Vardiel, O'Reilly, Kovacic, Anderson, Foden, Semenyo, Doku, Haaland. That looks strong to me. And then they've got a bench of Alt-Nouri, Cherki, Gonçalves, Grealish, Guehi, Lewis, Mamouche, Nunes and Lully. So they've got a strong bench as well. Arsenal, can we get Arsenal on the screen? Arsenal, where are you? Arsenal are going with Raya, White, Gabriel, Mosquera, Calafiori, Bruno G, Lewis Skelly, Odegaard, Madueke, Solis and Havertz. Not a bad side. On the bench, you've got Kepa, Dauman, Eze, Gyökeres, Hincapié, Merino, Rice, Saka, Zubamendi. So two very strong squads ready to go for the season. And we expect both teams to still do some transfer activity over the next few weeks. So, yeah, look, I think these two... My Premier League predictions, by the way, This is probably one of our most watched videos of the season. Premier League predictions, where I predict the top 6, who's getting relegated, who's winning the Champions League, Premier League. If you want to add any categories in, actually, I'm recording it after this tonight, and it goes up tomorrow morning. So if there's anything you want to chuck into Premier League predictions that you think is good. Somebody said, could you do signing of the season? I think that's a good idea. But I'm still undecided. I am still undecided on who I think is going to win the league. So, you know, maybe this game could help me with that a little bit, because I wouldn't say if Arsenal win the Community Shield, they're going to win the league over Man City. But I think what this game will show me is how Man City play under Maresca, because I haven't got a bloody clue. If it was Pep against Arteta, I'd know who my Premier League predictions were. But I need to have a look at Manchester City under Maresca to just get a bit of an idea of how they're actually going to play. Because we've had many, many years of Pep Guardiola, but this is the first... It's like watching Liverpool for the first time, isn't it? It's like watching Liverpool for the first time. It's like watching Chelsea for the first time. There are a few teams to get a look at. Martinelli, Jesus, and Nwaneri all to be sold. Thoughts, says Andrew. Yeah, well, I think you do need to probably move on from those sort of players. Look, I saw Robbie was on about Rashford being better than Martinelli. I think Marcus Rashford would be a very good signing for Arsenal, but he ain't going to sign for Arsenal because he's a Man United player and he wouldn't go to Arsenal. But Arsenal obviously are going to be looking at players having not got Vinicius Jr. Go Golden Boot, JP. You won't regret it, Mark, says Kyle. Golden Boot, JP. JP. Who's JP? I feel really thick. BS is Benjamin Sesko. Haaland. James Ward-Prowse. João Pedro, yeah. João Pedro. I mean, you never know. You never know. We're up and running anyway. Come on, the Arsenal, says Dr. Mohammed. Hi, Mark. How do you think Maresca will do? We're about to find out. Welcome to the Members Club, Carla. Look at both squads, and United owners feel that we have enough to compete against them. I know. Brilliant benches as well, both teams. And what's all this talk about Lucas Williams-Barnett? Spurs fans are making a lot of noise about him. Goal, Arsenal! Straight away, Calafiori! And it's Fury at the back for Manchester City as Calafiori makes it 1-0 already. To be fair, they did look quite, dangerous, Arsenal, in the first few seconds. Let's not say minutes. And they lead 1-0 here. The Pep fall-off is happening already with literally the first 30 seconds. And it's 1-0. So it goes into Calafiori. He knocks it out wide. He possibly is offside. No, he can't be offside from there. He's onside now. Yeah, he's definitely onside. Lovely goal. I think it's Lewis Skelly with the pass. Yeah, a lovely ball by Lewis. What a pass by Lewis Skelly that was. What a pass. Absolutely brilliant. What a pass. And Calafiori can't believe his luck. Yeah, I mean, Man United aren't signing Lewis Skelly, are they? You got no chance. Absolutely. I mean, Arsenal would be bloody stupid. So, an early start here. 3 o'clock on a Sunday. The season opener, really. For the domestic season. And we've had a goal within the first 30 seconds, which certainly makes a friendly more interesting. I think when you get an early goal in a game, it does change things. But Maresca, look, probably one of the most challenging jobs in world football, taking over from Pep Guardiola. Let's see how we can get on. I definitely think Enzo Fernandez will be a Man City player by the end of the week. Next week. I think the booing at Chelsea yesterday will probably kick it. Interesting to see Havertz back up front for Arsenal. Yeah, I can see that being a thing, you know. Arteta absolutely bloody loves him, doesn't he? What's all this? I've done that from... I don't know about all this talk about Lucas Williams-Barnett. Spurs fans are making a lot of noise about him. Apparently it is their answer to Max Dowman. There we go. Anyone know about that? Rajaf is talking about it. Dr. Hamid Saeed says, how's it all going? Calafiore. It's good to be back. Thanks for the World Cup. Putting the Argentina game to bed. I hope England reaches Spain level to win the Euros. Here is to a good season. Says amen. And you as well. Thanks, pal. Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed the World Cup, but this is the bread and butter, isn't it? Haaland holds off the player into Foden, but that's going to go out there. Yeah, £116 million for Elliot Anderson. Look, very, very good player for England and Forest, but this is a big step up for him, isn't it? Calafiore with the goal, night boss. Look, it's way too early to judge Maresca, but it's not too early to say... I think he's quite a strange appointment in a way. I mean, look, when Chelsea took him from Leicester, I thought it was strange. So I'm not going to lie again. I don't know what Man City's obsession was with Maresca, but they are very good at recruitment, and I'm sure they've ran the data. And he was doing quite well at Chelsea last season, to be fair. And he got sacked for a different reason, didn't he? But it's huge. It's like when we got rid of Sir Alex. Sorry, got rid of Sir Alex. I'm so used to Man United sacking managers. It's like when Sir Alex Ferguson left and we went for Moyes. It was almost the poison chalice, wasn't it? Sometimes the one who comes in after has to fail for the next one to come in and succeed. But I think with regards to Man City... I mean, I think someone like Luis Enrique would have been perfect, but can you get them? That's the thing. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Nearly 12,000 already. Welcome to a new season on That's Football. I'll tell you about the games we've got over the weekend and the rest of the week at half time. That's how we do it. But, very excited. I just hope that... Oh, they're coming forward again. Calafiore out wide. Good cross. Keeper gets hold of it. Donnarumma. I just hope we don't see a World Cup hangover this season, because Champions League, Premier League, it's very exciting, especially the Premier League, because Chelsea, Spurs, Man United, Liverpool, all with new managers. Really, I know Carrick was an interim, but it's his first, permanent season. Man City as well, new manager. Arsenal, first title, what they're going to do, trying to win it back. Then you've got the Brentfords, the Brightons, the Fulhams, the Newcastles. How are they going to deal with... could any of them produce shocks? So I'm very excited about the Premier League. I just don't want to see tired teams and players, But we'll have to wait and see. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way, if you're new. Get involved with us this season. As I said, we've got some massive stuff coming up in the first few weeks of the season. But as things are, we're our normal selves, as you can see at the moment. And Arsenal are leading 1-0 here, not at Wembley. If you've gone to Wembley to watch the game, you'll think it's very quiet because it's in Cardiff. But it's Odegaard again. And Man City midfield is getting a little bit overrun as it goes to Madueke. He was thinking about the shot, and it's quite end-to-end, this. Now it's Foden. Needs some support. He will go wide here. Out to Doku. Good flow to the game. Doku into the box. Loads of traffic in front of him. And Arsenal win it back as well, and now they'll come forward. It's end-to-end. It's like a game of basketball. AFC Iron says, I fucking hate Madueke. That's strong words. Getting used to this... how do you pronounce his name? This Greek... Is he Greek? Solis? Got to say, I have to get used to him a little bit. Do you think Arteta Ball's going to evolve, weirdo? You know what? I think this is a great point, and I was going to mention it in my Premier League predictions video. it's really easy to predict Arsenal are going to win the league. But when you look at how they won the league, loads of concentration, loads of effort. Can you do that again, or do they have to change a little bit? And I think that's going to be the interesting thing for me. Is are Arsenal going to play the same way they did last year, which involves a lot of concentration and a lot of effort, or are they going to change it up a little bit? Robbie United top, don't let him get away with it, says Kylie. Oh yeah, I forgot. Would you take a Rashford Lewis Skelly swap, says Ryan? I mean, that, you know, that is interesting. I mean, it will never be offered, but whether I would do it or not, I probably would, you know. I probably would, because the answer is yes, quite simply because we don't need a left winger. If Rashford goes, we don't actually have to replace him, but we desperately need a midfielder. So yeah, I would do. But this is Man City without Rodri and Pep, which is what they're going to have to be this season. But they've still got very good players. I mean, here's another one, Semenyo. Looking to go direct there. Into Anderson. Decent cross. Good header. Away. Vardiel. He's another important player for Man City as well, isn't he? I mean, I thought he might be leaving at one point. Where was Vardiel meant to be going? Was it Real Madrid? Calafiori lets it go. I think Martinelli will be moving on. I just don't know where Arsenal are going to go for another midfielder. I mean, Arsenal fans, talk to me. Where are they going to go? Hope the team that plays the best football wins, says Karan. Who'll be under more pressure, Arteta or Maresca, says Dougie. I don't think Arteta's under huge pressure this season. I think Champions League final, winning Arsenal's first Premier League in 20 years. I think it'll give him a little bit of breathing space. Not that he'll want it. He'll want to go and defend it, won't he? He'll want to win the Champions League. But I'd say Maresca's under more pressure, yeah. You know, when a good manager goes, there's a lot of scrutiny of the new manager. And if they don't do well, it doesn't take long before people start saying, you made the wrong choice. Thanks for the super chat, Dougie. Anyway, hope you're doing well. Hi, Mark. Hope you're all right. I can't see anything happening with the 115. I guess it will be swept under the carpet. It's been 2 years, says Patrick. Yeah, I mean, look, it's a fair point. It is a fair point. I mean, we were told that maybe the 115 Chargers result was going to come in after the World Cup because they didn't want it announcing during the World Cup. The World Cup finished over a month ago and still no announcement. It's strange, isn't it? But to be honest with you, I probably agree with you. I mean, Chelsea got nothing for buying players with backhanders that helped them win the league. If you're Man City, they bought players that helped them win the league. So if Chelsea ain't getting anything, I don't know what. I don't know. I can't see anything happening now. Here's Madueke with a bit of space into the box. Cross is good, but good defending by Vardiel. Goes out for a corner. Look, I'm not saying Arsenal are going to drop off. They've got a very good squad. Yes, there was a World Cup, but you know, a lot of their players didn't necessarily go that deep in it. They have a big squad to rotate anyway, but I think looking at Arsenal, the things for me are how are they going to play this season? Because last season was very interesting from a corner actually. If they go anywhere near Donnarumma, which one of their players did there. I really want to see that get sorted. I do not want to see fouls from corners again. It'd be interesting to see if they do anything about that. But yeah, I think Arsenal's... the only concerns for Arsenal are going to be how they're going to play and mentally how they approach a season when they've already won it. And fatigue, I suppose. How many players are going to get injured this season? Because Arsenal do get quite a few injuries. Here's another corner. And the foul given. Wow, maybe that's a start. Maybe that's a sign of things to come then. Referee giving a foul on an Arsenal corner. The world has just changed. Yeah, look at Gabriel there. And a foul. Hope you're having a nice day, Mark, says FC. Yeah, you too, pal. Real Mr. Starfish says, do we have Bundesliga football this season? Yeah, I'm pretty confident that we do. And I'm pretty confident in saying to you that the first Bundesliga game of the season is... I feel like it's the 29th. No, that's Saturday. I feel like it's the 28th. Bayern Munich, Stuttgart, yeah. Stiller against Kane. Will you show Friday Night Bundesliga again, says Julian? I think we're pretty much there with it, yeah. Vishu says, how was your post-World Cup break? World Cup, Premier League predictions when? Good run here by Kovacic. Premier League predictions is out first thing tomorrow morning. And looking forward to that. I've not filmed it yet. And what was the other question? Post-World Cup break. I went on holiday the day after the World Cup final and had a good week away. So I was looking forward to that. I needed that. Those 2 a.m. games took their toll. But refreshed and ready to go, yeah. Although it has been very hot in the UK. Shouldn't moan about it, but we don't have aircon, so it's. I don't think we've had any rain since the Champions League final. It's been relentlessly hot. So I'm looking forward to the autumn and a new footballing season, to be honest. Hope you've all had a good summer. Arsenal definitely looking like the team on top here. Ref, you need to get the game flowing. There's a lot of stop-starting going on here. Take a note out of the World Cup. Get the game flowing. Thank you very much. Thanks for the super chats. I think we've caught up there. Calafiori scored for Arsenal. Ellie. There's Doku with a bit of space down the left. Back into Vardiel. Arsenal in their shape. They've got the lead. I think Saliba's out for quite a while. That's an interesting... Ooh, I tell you what, Anderson did well there to get that cross in. And goes out for a goal kick. Yeah, well, it wasn't far off Erling Haaland, was it? It's a good cross by Elliot Anderson and not far off Haaland at all. Bruno G in an Arsenal shirt as well. I mean, I think that's got the potential to be signing of this season as well. I'd have loved him to come to Man United. Fantastic player. Casper says, "Hi Mark, you're amazing what you do. Chin up and go. Did Premier League changes rules like World Cup? Let's get rid of the 3 to 4 minute long throw-ins." I hope we are going to change that, Casper. I think one of the biggest criticisms of the Premier League last year was how slow it was, how stop-start it was. And, you know, for those of you who watch the Bundesliga, you know, it's actually a really good watch because the games flow. And similarly, the World Cup was the same. So hopefully the Premier League will adopt the World Cup approach. Are you going to do an FPL league? Yes. Watch this space. We should have that out for you by the middle of the week. So you'll be able to join and get involved with that. Look, as much as Arsenal could fall off like Liverpool did when they won the league, Man City could fall off without Pep. I mean, that's sort of a lot of focus on Chelsea, Man United, Spurs and Liverpool with new full-time coaches. But Man City have one as well. What was the favourite thing you did on your trip, says FC? I'd say the pool had, like, in the middle of the pool, there was this bar where you had to get through it over a little bridge. And from about 2 o'clock every day, I'd go and sit at the bar and drink until about 6. Not like masses, just sit there, read my book, or just chill out. You need it. So good for the mind. Read your book, have a drink, chill out in the sun. Lovely stuff. We don't need no phones. What was the favourite? Thank you very much for asking anyway. Oh, good shot. Good save there. I think it was Semenyo with the shot, but they've still got it. And it's a great save again from Erling Haaland, from Raya. I think it was Foden with the shot. Keeper, look, why Raya wasn't playing in goal for Spain, I do not understand. Phil Foden with the shot. Great save by Raya. And I think it gave a foul on Ben White. He also made a save from Haaland, but they'd given the foul on Ben White. Good save, Raya. Are you going to be pissed up again for your predictions? And are you going to spin around in your chair? No. Sober Premier League predictions today, Jamie. B1G says, this season, Arsenal, Man City, Man United, Villa, Chelsea, Tottenham and Liverpool. Oh, that's your top 4, 5, 6, 7 there. Liverpool in 7th then, says B1. And Vinny's in the chat. Hey, Vinny! Hey, Vinny! It's Vinny in the chat. Hey, Vinny! He says, Mark, here for my first shout out of the season. There you go. Now that you've got Rooney, Neville and 1.5 million subscribers who chip in, why not go for a stake in Man United? Wishing you all the best for the new season. I don't think even that would touch the sides. I mean, you'd need about 8 billion to get United, wouldn't you? And then you'd need to spend a load of money. What about the race for top 5 and who might have the potential to be a dark horse in the title race, says Charlie? Well, I'd love to believe that Man United are a dark horse for the title, as I'm sure Liverpool and Chelsea fans do. But I do think Arsenal and Man City are operating on a different level, especially when you look at the transfer window and especially when you look at their benches today. Man United haven't even got a starting 11. Arsenal and Man City have got, you know, top class bench. So I think across a 38 game season, I can't look beyond these two. Here's Madueke into the box again. They still got it. And it's a nice back heel to Bruno G. And Ben White's got it. Still on the attack here. It's been a good game. 21 minutes gone. Lewis Skelly again, looking good. That's going to be easy catching practice for Donnarumma, though. Hi, Mark. How's the new laws? In Championship and in Scotland, it's hardly made a difference, says Luke. Well, this is the thing. It's whether the Premier League and the FA decide they want to change the way they referee the game or not. Very stop-start, the Premier League, last year. Here's Doku, though, down the left-hand side. Pure pace up against Ben White. And he's gone past him. And it's good defending by Gabriel. Who's cheering his own tackle again. Loves it. He loves a tackle, doesn't he? Gabriel loves a big tackle. And that was an absolute cruncher. He's really happy with that. Thank you very much to Luke. Any predictions on what mid-table young player could be the next Elise in the Premier League? For me, I think Krupe, says Tyler. He's injured for quite a while, isn't he? Corner to Man City. Back post. Well taken by Raya. Yeah, he's injured, isn't he, Krupe? Probably out till Christmas, I think. Do you think Infantino eventually resigns, says Marco? Nah, I think he's going to hold on. Foden got booked there for something off the ball. Dragging a player to the ground. Has anyone seen that clip? I don't know what football it's from. I just saw it this morning. So there's this clip of amateur football. But it's obviously not totally amateur because it sounds like there's a bit of a crowd. So the left winger's running up against the right back. And the right back sort of gives him a bit of a shoulder barge and the ball goes out for a... Well, the ball goes somewhere. Anyway, he pushes the winger to the floor, kicks him in the back, kneels down and starts smacking him in the face. Be banned. It should be going to bloody prison. Forget about being banned from football. That's a nice ball over the top, but Mosquera's got the legs on Haaland there. Are they allowed to cover their mouths in the Premier League? I don't know whether that rule came into the Premier League or not. Obviously, it was in the World Cup. Bit of a stupid rule, to be honest. It's in America, Mark. Okay. Any good TV you're watching at the moment? Well, there's a brilliant new series starting on Tuesday called Stick to United on the Disney Channel and on the United Stand YouTube channel. I'd keep an eye out for that. Two absolute goats of the game are going to be on that. I watched the Mourinho documentary. Very good. I watched that Haaland Coben thing on Netflix. You know, the one where he's in prison and he's in prison for killing his kid, which is a bloody big thing. Damn right. But then, of course, he didn't do it. I thought it was good for about 6 episodes, and then the last 2 were just so ridiculous. Yeah. I do need some series for the autumn, to be fair. Great tackle by Vardiel. I Will Find You, that's what it was called, yeah. Oh, did you see? I do like a start bench sell. Did you see my start bench sell for Rory Jennings? I did a United video with him on his channel on Friday, and stealing what some of you came up with in the World Cup, because I don't think we're ever going to beat Burger King, Ledley King, or Martin Luther King. But I had James Bond, Rhys James, or the song by James, "Oh Sit Down," and he sold James Bond, which I found unbelievable. Echo Beach, far away in time. Nice cross. Oh, it's a goal. It's a goal. It's another goal. It's a goal again. It's 2 goals, basically. They've doubled their goals. It's Arsenal with a goal, and it's Havertz who scores the goal, and it's Man City who concede the goal. It's therefore 2 goals for Arsenal and no goals for Manchester City. 2-0. 2-0 to Arsenal. And you can't You can't deny it. You can't deny it. Because if you did, you wouldn't be able to stop it anyway. But it's the Greek winger, Quantum of Solace, who has a big part to play in this. Odegaard into the back post. Solace with the header. And Havertz, really one of those headers you can't miss. Because even though the Havertz header isn't great, and Donnarumma does get a good bit on it, it's so close to Donnarumma, he can't really do much about it. It's gone in off his head. Somebody just said, if Donnarumma wasn't receding on the back of his head, would he have stopped it? It's a bit shiny. No, I don't think any hair, even United strand hair, would have kept that out. 2-0. Well, at least we're getting a good game. Great header by the Greek. Solace for the assist, says Nectario. Yeah, he's looked all right. Keeper should have saved it, Mark. I think sometimes it's just that... Maybe look, he's one of the world's best goalkeepers, so maybe he should save it. But when you're being headed at from 2 metres out, it's the reactions. City look awful, says Milo. Yeah, well, I tell you what. I haven't done my Premier League predictions. It goes out tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, but on this channel. So get ready for that. But I haven't actually done it. I've not recorded it yet. I'm going to do it later because I am still looking at it and going, there's no point predicting on Man City winning the league or finishing 5th or whatever until you have a look at Man City under Maresca, because this is not Pep's Man City anymore, is it? And I've got to say, a little bit toothless, but they are playing one of the best teams in the world. Would you rather a guaranteed 2 years in jail or be in jail till Ricky criticises Luke Shaw, says Mainu's right boot? Yeah, you'd be better off taking the 2 years because Ricky's not going to... You'll be doing a lifetime sentence if you're waiting for Ricky to release you by saying Luke Shaw's shit. Lachlan says, I missed the 2 a.m. World Cups. It was a great time, wasn't it? I always said that at the time. Those World Cup watch-alongs were I mean, look, the I know England messed up against Argentina, but that Mexico game was just... That was special. GSO says, no Rodri, no control. Look, there's nothing wrong with this Man City side. You've got Semenyo and Doku, Haaland. But it might take time. 115 FC are a shell of their former selves, says Ninja. Check out Man City's highlights in pre-season. They've been playing good, says Sam. Yeah, and this is the thing I don't know. This is why today's an important, look at Man City, because I don't actually know what they've been like in pre-season. I mean, there was a time I didn't used to watch. 20 years ago, I wouldn't have took any notice of Man United's pre-seasons. But these days, it's part of being a fan, isn't it? You do watch pre-season games. I remember when I remember United going on tour to South Africa, maybe around the year 2000, and if you rooted out what the actual score was in a game, you're obsessed. You certainly didn't used to watch them. I don't think you could watch them actually. But yeah, I don't know how they've done. I know we play Man City game week 4. I'm just trying to think. I think Man City's first game is Bournemouth at home. So in one ways, that's a good game because Bournemouth have changed their manager as well. So it's a good game for Man City. But then again, you just don't know, do you? Newcastle, Liverpool, 4:30 on Sunday. I'm looking forward to that. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to lie. I'm looking forward to that. I really am. City should look at that Leeds goalkeeper, says Jarve Trafford. Bold prediction, says Nick Tarrant. Corner to Man City. Bold prediction, Haaland will sign for Real in 2027. Yes, I've got to say, Nectario, I do think with Erling Haaland, he's one of those players like Ronaldo at United where it won't just happen in a summer. It will have to be, it will be something that builds up over the course of a season. Agreed. Rodri leaving is the start of the downfall, says Pooh. Cheating Oil FC without the only person that made their club relevant, says Ben. Thanks for the super chats, by the way. We'll always read those out for you as long as they're not abusive. Look, Man City will add to that midfield. There's no way that that midfield's going to be Kovacic and Elliot Anderson. Enzo Fernandez, I think, will go there. Boadi, I think, will go there. And I think Boadi's a quality player. Might need a little bit of patience. Great cross by Foden. No one's on the end of it. And he's not happy about it. He's like, where are you? Lovely cross. But no Man City player anywhere near it. Thoughts on World Cup sell-off and how long do you think Infantino will last as president? He makes the last one look like a saint. Well, they're not going to do the sell-off, are they, Ninja? And I think Infantino needs to go, but he has got a lot of support keeping him in place. Nearly 20,000 watching. The interest is there. The Premier League is back on Friday. We'll talk about it at half-time. Our first few watch-alongs, actually. We'll delve into that. Feels like a long half, though, doesn't it? I suppose the early goal, isn't it? It's the early goal. Did you see clips of Fabregas's Como breaking Arsenal's high press with ease, says Marco. No, I didn't. Take it that was a pre-season game. Start, bench, sell, Van Dijk, Gabriel, Pacho. Are these now, or is this them at their best? Because Van Dijk at his best would bench both of those. But if we're talking about now, I would probably say start Gabriel, bench Pacho, sell Van Dijk. I don't think Van Dijk's that level anymore. Would you rather take 2 years in jail, says Seb and the Goat, or stay in jail until your mother scores a penalty against Emi Martinez? She gets 1 day. What if I said my mum's dead? Because she ain't never scoring a penalty. No, she's not. But Haaland's in, wrong foot. Good ball by Doku into him, but he's on his right foot. You know what? I reckon a lot of people would let their mum take a penalty all day against Martinez thinking she'll get them out of prison. Have you gone in goal for somebody who's absolutely fucking shit at football? They won't score a penalty. They won't. I mean, you'd be hoping they're just going to catch one, toe poke it in the top corner. But thanks very much for that. So Arsenal, the more impressive side here. What bench options have we got? Well, we've got a lot of good bench options, actually. Have you heard from Ricky yet? Shall I message him now about Luke Shaw? Because he always tells me how great Shaw is. He's a good idea. Ricky. Where is he? Here he is. Shaw was shite. What? He's got some sort of blocker where he closes WhatsApp down when you say Shaw was shite. Shaw was shite yesterday. At fault for all goals. See what he comes back with. I think I've just missed a chance, haven't I? Madueke should have scored. It's so good to see White back to his annoying best, says Pratam. Ex-Gunner says, congratulations on your new success with the United stand. Were you starstruck when you met Rooney? No, not really. I mean, I'm just not... I've met a few famous people. Like, I don't know why. I just don't really get starstruck. And that's not... I mean, Wayne Rooney's one of the best players of... Ooh, penalty! No, he's going to give a yellow card for a dive! This referee's not taking any shit. You diver. He's calling him Tom Daly, and he's going like that. He said, it's not a swimming pool, it's a football pitch. You diving cheat. Calafiori. Probably was a dive. Yeah, he probably didn't need to dive if he just take the challenge. Yeah, not a penalty. Yellow for diving. Yeah, so no, I wouldn't say I was starstruck, although Rooney is probably the best English player of my lifetime with Gascoigne. It was surreal, very, very surreal, though, to go to his house and meet him and, you know, have a chat about football. But the journey's the journey, isn't it? It's been an incredible journey. And, you know, obviously that's the United Stand community. But trust me, That's Football will not be the neglected child. In this family, we don't have favourites. And That's Football just needs to be a little bit more patient for their announcements. Because some might say they're going to be as big as Rooney. You've guessed it. Next week, we're announcing Titus Bramble and, wait for it, Luke Chadwick. No. Congratulations anyway. Thank you, Gunnar. Appreciate that. Anderson, they are using Anderson in this position where he puts crosses in. They've got Doku on the back post. Haaland, straight at the keeper. Good save by Raya again. That was probably Man City's second best, well, probably their best chance. I think it was better than the Foden shot. So look, Man City have had chances here. Here's Semenyo. And another good, but I'll tell you what, as much as people are saying, oh, Arsenal are battering Man City, when you look at the chances, they've had some chances here. And that was good play by Semenyo. Gets it to Doku, but very good defending by Ben White. Gets his body on the line and makes the block. Yeah, I agree with Savage. I don't think Arsenal have been perfect either. Here's Madueke. Straight at the keeper. Nothing back from Ricky yet. Yeah, he's not read it. Tinash, thanks for the super chat. So we've got about 5 minutes to go to half time. And Arsenal leading 2-0, but when you look at, oh, this is what I wanted to have a look at. Jack Grealish, yeah, no future for Jack Grealish at Man City. I just don't know what they do with him. Maybe he has got a future at Man City, actually. I mean, I'd be very surprised. I don't know how long he's got left on his contract, basically. As you can see, yeah, 60% possession. It's quite an equal game. I just think Arsenal have took their chances, and obviously that's what it's all about in football, isn't it? Take your chances. You're doing Premier League predictions with Rob this year, says Sam. Well, keep your eye out for that. My Premier League predictions video for the whole season is coming out tomorrow morning. That's the tradition. Ben White. Oh, back post Calafiori. Could have had 2 goals. He could have had 2. I'd say Arsenal deserve to be winning this. And they are winning it. Lovely cross by Ben White. Calafiori arriving late. And not the easiest of technique, but he did it well. Yeah, I'm not too sure why the game's in Cardiff. Apparently it's a clash with Wembley. Here's Doku, bit of space, but good defending. He's done well, Mosquera. You don't get many opportunities to play centre back when you've got Gabriel and Saliba ahead of you. But Saliba, I think, is out for a couple of months, so watch this space. Another corner. They've had a few. Are you doing Baller League, Mark? I can't reveal anything about that because nobody actually knows when Season 4 is at the moment. So I'd be revealing what... I've just done Season 3, haven't I? Yeah. I did enjoy it. And obviously we went in very, very... hindered. Literally got the team a week before with no transfer window. Busy. It's always like this at the start of the season though. Here's Doku, good defense. I'll tell you what, Ben White's had a good game. Allow it. He has. And here's Madueke, who's played it into Odegaard. Havertz. Solis, Havertz. Odegaard! Off the line. Body out, it's still there, Havertz. They're queuing up. Bruno G went for the shot, blocked, and Man City should clear that away, but it could have been 3. It nearly was 3. Nectario says, I'm 100% sure Rashford not being sold is why United didn't sign Solis. Would have made me proud to finally have a fellow Greekster at United. I don't think we were ever in for Solis, mate. I think we were looking at Somerville and Njai. And it saves us a load of money, doesn't it? Half time it is. What's your thoughts on that at half time? So, where's the timer? There it is. Half time. 2-0 Arsenal. And deserved. I would say Man City have had a couple of good chances themselves, but I think on the balance of play, Arsenal also missed a couple as well. So, yeah. And look, is this the changing of the guard? Arsenal winning the league last year. Arsenal spent a lot of time in the shadow of Manchester City and Pep. But are they now moving to the forefront? Won the league last year. Finally, put Man City in their place. Pep's now gone. 2-0 up at half time. They look the more authoritarian side. They look the favourites. If Arsenal's third choice centre-back in Mascara was to go to Man United, it'd be our number 1, says User66. Yeah, the strength and depth of Arsenal and Manchester City is something that the likes of Man United can only dream about at the moment. Where do you rank Alonso as a manager in the Premier League, says Marco? Well, I think that's very difficult to quantify because we haven't really seen what they're all about. And one thing's for sure, De Zerbi, Carrick, Maresca, Alonso and Iriola can't all have good seasons. There's too many new managers for them to all have a good season. So some of them have got to flop. It's physically impossible for them to all have a good season because they're going to be beating each other to have a good season. So I don't know. Chelsea and Spurs have the advantage of making some good signings and playing one game a week with no European football. I think the Iraola job at Liverpool is going to have to be more long term than maybe some people realise. They've not had a particularly ambitious transfer window, if we're being completely honest, but they still do retain some good players. But the style of play change, I think there might need to be a little bit of patience with Liverpool. But this is what I mean. It's a fascinating Premier League season because there's so many teams with new managers, and they can't all do well. Who will survive the longest out of Carrick, Iraola, Alonso, De Zerbi, and Maresca? Who will get sacked first out of them? And we can all make predictions, but results will dictate it, really. Will City Plastic fans start supporting Arsenal, says Jay Shaw. Thank you very much for that. So look, at half-time, it is 2-0 to Arsenal here. A very early goal for Calafiori, followed up by a header from Havertz, but that just only show a little bit of the story. Arsenal have had more shots on target and more shots. Man City, more possession. Look, maybe Man City take one of their chances and it's 2-1 at half-time, but I don't think we can argue with the fact that Arsenal are winning. Although I wouldn't say Man City have been terrible, but defensively not as strong as that you probably would want. What's this? The end of Oak Street. Looks strange. Any good? Anybody seen it? Anybody seen it? The end of Oak Street. 86% on Rotten Tomatoes. Odyssey's good. I'll give it that. It's good. No idea how Maresca's got the City job as a Chelsea fan. He underachieved with that rigid style of play. Reckon he's gone by Christmas, says Ray. And Vishu says, if you had to swap two best players between Man United and Arsenal, same position, who would you swap? Man United can get stronger, but so can Arsenal. So I've got to swap two. If you had to swap two best players between Man United and Arsenal, same position, who would you swap? We can't afford to swap our best players. That would fuck us up. I mean, well, our two best players are Bruno and, well, second best player. I don't know who the second best player is at Man United, actually. I don't know. Who's Man United's second best player behind Bruno? We're not going to get any better swapping our two best players. Yeah, I'm going to say Maguire's our second best player so we can have Gabriel. Yeah, Maguire for Gabriel, and then Bruno would have to be for Odegaard, wouldn't it? Would that strengthen Man United? Yeah, because Gabriel's better than Maguire. And Odegaard, whilst he's not better than Bruno, we would be a better possession side because he wouldn't be hitting long balls all the time. I mean, I wouldn't swap Bruno for anybody, but I think we'd be slightly better. Saw it yesterday. Good vibes film, but you see dogs doing it while Ewan McGregor watches it and Anne Hathaway films it. Says my chili. That's put me off that film. I'll never be watching that. Never be watching that. David said, will you be doing the NFL? I will be doing the Super Bowl, as we always do. And I'll be keeping an eye on the NFL, but we've never done watch-alongs. Pre-season, I think, for the NFL has already started. And the proper season starts on the 10th of September. Interesting stuff. Talking about the season, let me run through our first few watch-alongs. Laura Wood's pregnant. We already knew that. Martin Keown and Jolene Lescott aren't. That would be breaking news. So, look, they're just showing the goals again. The way we're looking at that's football this year is we've got Arsenal against Coventry at the Emirates on Friday night at 8 p.m. That's the start of the Premier League season. So we'll be live on Friday at 8 o'clock for that game. On Saturday, we'll be on the United Stand. It's Hull hosting Manchester United at 12:30. We'll be live for that. And then 5:30 on Saturday will be Brentford against Spurs. So 2 games on Saturday, Hull Man United on the United Stand, and then Brentford against Spurs on here at 5:30. And then on Sunday, we'll be live for Super Sunday, which is Newcastle against Liverpool at 4:30. And then on the Monday, we'll be live at 8 o'clock for Monday Night Football between Fulham and Chelsea. And look, essentially, we're doing quite a lot of games next week, but mainly it's because it's getting to look at as many teams as you can. And I certainly think Liverpool, Chelsea, Spurs are interesting teams to take a look at. And of course, Manchester United. Ineos can still save this transfer window with Kone, Robinson, Brobby or Endrick on loan. That could get us 4th, a domestic trophy in a round of 16, says Desiree. I'd be happy with Kone, Anthony Robinson and Brobby or Endrick, to be honest, at this late stage. Ray says, would you swap Bruno for Palmer if you could? Look, Bruno Fernandes is just so important to Manchester United. If I had to get rid of Bruno, would I replace him with Cole Palmer? Yeah. If I had to get rid of Bruno, I would do it. And I suppose the only positive would be we'd have to change the way we play. I think when we play with Bruno, it's get the ball and look for that long Hollywood ball every single time. But if you lost, I mean, I wouldn't get rid of Bruno, but if you could get rid of Bruno, you'd have to try and get somebody very, very, very talented, definitely. Big season for Cole Palmer, though, isn't it? Which takeaway gives you the runniest? Oh, Reggie. Reggie, stop. Stop, Reggie. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. 17,000 legends tuning in. Don't forget, tomorrow, my Premier League predictions will be dropping on the channel first thing in the morning. I might actually drop it at 7 a.m. so you can have it for the commute to work. Let me know in the chat. I don't know what everyone's plans are, but I suppose 7 a.m. if you've got to go to work, you could watch it on the way to work. So I might drop it at 7 instead of 8, but that will be going out tomorrow. What do you think about Arsenal going for Kwanzaa? I did the video on that. I mean, Arsenal will do some business in the last 2 weeks of the window. The fact that they were willing to spend whatever they were going to spend on Vinicius Jr. just shows you that they have got money to spend, and I don't think Arsenal won't spend it. Yeah. Start, bench, sell. Friends, only fools and horses in betweeners. I actually would sell Friends, you know. There was a time in my life where I quite liked Friends when I lived in Ireland. And Ireland does have connection with America, so I did quite like it. But I think I'd sell Friends, bench in betweeners, and start Only Fools. In fact, I was watching Only Fools and Horses the other night. I watched the, the Jolly Boys outing. But what I really do like about modern technology is that when we flew to Spain, it's only a couple of hours, but I'm sure everyone's going to go, you noob, we've been doing that for years. You download stuff to watch on your phone. Like, so I was watching episodes of Only Fools and Horses and Game of Thrones on my phone on the plane. Didn't need the internet because it's downloaded on my phone. But then it got me thinking, I don't know whether anybody's old enough. When I used to go on holiday when I was about 10, 11, so over 30 years ago, there used to be this plane company called Britannia. My favourite bit of going on holiday was actually the flight on holiday, because you'd sit on the plane, they'd hand out these headphones, you'd have a TV screen that wasn't in front of you, it was sort of like every three seats, and you could just it'd be like a TV station. They'd have like half an hour episode of Only Fools and Horses. Then they'd have like Hello Hello and something like that. Then they'd have a 10. You could listen to the radio as well, like holiday radio. It was great fun. Anyway, I don't know why I've ended up on that. We should see some changes at half-time. Yeah, just to go through the bench here, you've got on Arsenal's bench, and I'm sure they will use their bench. You've got Kepa, Dauman, Eze, Gyökeres, Hincapié, Moreno, Rice, Saka, Zubamendi. And then Man City have got Alt-Nouri, Cherki, Gonçalves, Grealish, Guehi, Lewis, Mamouche, Rulli, and Reese. I do feel that, yeah, I'm gonna have to do a lot of thinking for my Premier League predictions, because there was a part of me that was thinking this morning I was going to say Man City win the league. Do I change my mind just because I've watched them play for the first time under Maresca and I'm not that impressed? I don't know. What happened to Kieran McKenna? Is he having a year off now? You know, he got promoted with Ipswich. Has he gone and got another job, or is he having a year off? I'm sure he's not the first person to do that, but that's quite unusual, isn't it? You get a team promoted to the Premier League, and then you have a year off. I'd be like, nah, I've got to have a go. I'm closer to Odegaard than he is to Bruno. Levels, says Mike K. Thank you very much. Michael Angus says, don't get me wrong, Bruno is class, but I think he stands out as the rest of the United squad is average. I mean, I would hate to see this, but it's a bit like, as an experiment, I'd love to see Bruno Fernandes play for Man City or Arsenal and just see how everybody who thinks he's not that good gets completely proved wrong. I think he'd be brilliant in that type of a situation. What's this TV series? Lanterns. Oh, it's DC. I can't be doing with bloody superhero stuff. I just want something a little bit real. Talking about Disney, I love Rivals. Really good. What else have I been watching? I feel like I watched something recently. I can't remember. Why someone got a bloody pole vault? Oh, it's all right. He's not going to make it. He's not going to make it. He's bloody done it. Well done, Duplantis. Pole vault always looks really easy to me. Grealish coming on for Man City. Just saw the end of Oak Street today. Absolute crap, says Vinny. Vinny! I tell you what, I went to watch Atlantis. Not Atlantis. I went to watch Odyssey. And there was 2 films on the trailers that I thought looked quite good. One was Brad Pitt, who is with a dog that's got a bionic leg. That was quite good. And then there was another one where it was sort of like some sort of civil war thing where people are trying to infiltrate their camp. That looked quite good as well. I can't remember what either of them are called, but they looked all right. I'm so glad that Wayne Rooney finally got to meet his hero, says Parker. Don't, the haters will go mad. Sorry, but out of curiosity, is it Indian or Chinese that goes through you, says Reggie? I don't have this problem with any takeaway, so keep your own problems to yourself. Are we going to buy anyone, says Mitesh? I'm absolutely convinced Man United will buy someone. I'm closer to Odegaard. I've done that one. Thanks for the super chats. Chanak, thank you very much for your super chat as well. What do you think about Grealish coming on? Is it weird seeing yourself on billboards? I haven't seen myself on any billboards, so... but apparently there are a few in London, which is very, very strange, yes. But all I can say is it's amazing what we've built together over the years. And I suppose if I'm being honest about what we've built as a community, it's bloody massive. And at some point, it was always inevitable that someone was going to take notice of it because it's bloody massive. I know there are others out there and fair play to them, but what we got, 17,000 watching at the moment for a Community Shield game. I think if any of the so-called competitors are getting 3 or 4, they're doing very, very well. So, you know, it's incredible what we've built on here and then on the United stand as well. So it's surreal, but it's real. So well done, everybody. We're up and running for the second half. Answering the question about Grealish. Are they putting him in the shop window? Grealish in a Man City side in 2026? I mean, look, stranger things have happened, but I just don't see it, if I'm being honest. I've got a hairline question here, which I will answer. Do you think Blackburn will earn promotion this season? I think the Championship is bloody hard, Jared. Very hard. But then you look at what Coventry City did. You can't rule anybody out in the first week of the season. Been in work all day. What's this about Wharton to United, says Charlie? I mean, it's nothing definite yet, but there has been some mumblings about it. Jamie says, question, who was the last team to win the Community Shield and go on to win the Premier League, and what season was it? I would say I've got absolutely no recollection of any Community Shield games ever. Like, my brain just dumps that. So I would guess Man City at some point, but I don't know. We need a left back, a right back, and a CDM, but not average players, says Mitesh. Ray says, thanks for the super chat, Ray. Has your hairline moved even a bit since your teenage years? Yes, it has. And I think that's natural anyway. But the reason I know it has is because I think it's on this side here. I have a bit of a freckle / mole about there. And it used to be covered by my hair in my 20s. And for the last 12 years, it's been a good ½ centimetre clear of hair. So, yeah, your hair does recede naturally, I think. But if I ever did go bald, which I don't think I will, I would pay to have a rug. And I'm very open about that. And also, my dad and his goal! Odegaard! 3-0. They've done it again in the first 2 minutes. We'll come back to the bold story in a minute. But this is 3-0 Arsenal. And I tell you what, Maresca out. Maresca out already. City are shite. 3-0 down. Well, you know what? There's plenty of us out there that have been, sort of hoping for this day for a very long time. I mean, look, Man City could still be decent, but it starts with Solis. And yeah, it's a lovely goal. It's another assist for Solis as well. He looks good. This Greek guy looks very good. Very good. Quantum of Solace looks very, very good. And it's not a bad film either. Lovely touch by Odegaard, but it all comes from the past. And he walked it in. The Bond film wasn't very good. Yeah, Man City look all over the place here. But yeah, Grealish in 2026 on the left wing for Man City. Maybe that's an injury thing. I don't know. But you know what's going to be the most important thing is mentally. You think about Man United when we won the league. We won the league. Sir Alex goes, Moyes comes in, and all those people who've won the league, doesn't take them long to go, this ain't it. This is not the guy. And this might be a problem for Man City as well. I tell you what, though, talking about that Solis for a moment, if that's how you pronounce it, I've always felt with Arsenal, no matter how well they've done, their left-hand side was a little bit meh. Trossard was okay, Martinelli was okay, But if they're going to have a player that can, obviously Saka's a big player for them. But if they've got a player like Solis on that left-hand side who's decent, that's a big upgrade. That's a very big upgrade. I like the look of him. I mean, it's early days, but I do like the look of him. He looks fast, looks good on the ball, composed. Didn't know much about him at all. I'd heard people mentioning him throughout last season, but I can't remember what they were mentioning him for. 24, he's 25 in January, so he's not a kid. But he's a high output winger. Renowned for his exceptional goal scoring, creative passing, and in the final third, and dead ball set piece delivery. I haven't stolen that from AI at all. That was just my knowledge. Some will say that was a Gemini AI assessment of Solis, but I would say they're liars. And that was just me talking about my knowledge of the player, even though a minute ago I said I didn't know much about him. It came flooding back to me. One and Only says, if City falls apart this season, do you think Anderson will regret his decision? Well, only if Man United don't fall apart. AES says, Solis is good, but Arsenal will regret not getting a big left winger. Well, they still might. Rajaf says, my glorious King Odegaard, insane aura. Right, here's Semenyo. Lovely ball. Oh, just didn't drop right. Do you think City's board will sack if it goes wrong? Well, we've never really been in that situation with City's board, have we, Chris? Look, City's midfield is not good. This is not their best midfield by a long way. Foden, Anderson and Kovacic. I don't think Kovacic really... Kovacic and Grealish at this in 2026. I can't see it. Man City's backline is the new official sponsor of Swiss cheese. They've got so many holes, says Nectario. Arsenal are going to have the Community Shield curse. It's okay, they win, says Irish Ryan. Well, we need to know the answer. Who was the last team to win the Community Shield and win the league? Amit says, amazing job, huge fan. Thank you, pal. Have you seen Ronaldo's retirement plans, says Simi? No. Have football fans always been reactionary, or is it new? Oh, well, we've always been reactionary, yeah. Priya says, I need your help, genuinely. My boyfriend caught my mum using his Manscaped trimmer. Boyfriend caught mum, yeah. What do we do now? Love your streams from India. Get a new one. You got 15% off with Manscaped. Links in the description. Use the code footy. Do not use it after your mum's been having a go on her bush. It's Manscaped, not Chuffscaped. We need left back, right, but done that one. Thank you very much. Arsenal look scary good, and City's going to have a tough season ahead. Who do you think will challenge Arsenal this season? I think Liverpool. I'll tell you what, you're making my Premier League predictions video that's going out tomorrow morning on this channel very, very difficult. Yeah, it's Manscaped, not Mumscaped. That would have been better. Haaland's just gone off. I think City might be putting in the towel here. And Man City got another pre-season game because they don't play until Sunday. So sometimes there are still pre-season games. United haven't got one. Can you see United doing a 2023 where they signed Amrabat, Bienda, Evans, Reguilon on the final 2 days of the window? Can see panic buys coming in who aren't good enough for depth, says the Beast. Well, they might not be good enough, but we still need the depth. I feel like there's going to be a lot of business in the final few days of the window. I think Man City need to do a little bit of business. I think Arsenal will do more business. I think Liverpool need to do more business. Great tackle by Anderson there. Was given a foul, actually. think that looked like more of a foul by Anderson on Lewis Skelly. Oh, no, it wasn't. Well, it's nice to see it getting a bit tasty. Who are the subs, Mark? Good question. Good question. Let's get that back running around again. So Grealish came on for Doku at half-time. Mamouche is on for Haaland, and Gahey came on for O'Reilly. Rice is on for Bruno Guimaraes at half-time. That was the only Arsenal substitution. Top 3 Indian restaurants in London, says Vishu. Mate, I don't think I've ever had an Indian in London. Genuinely don't think I've been for an Indian to an Indian restaurant in London. And I'm sure there's loads of them. But I don't think in my whole time I've been to London I've ever been out for an Indian. What a great job. Congratulations. Love the Rooney home thing. Looking forward to the season. Watch Mourinho documentary. Can't wait to see Madrid too. Yeah, I mean, look. PSG going for 3 Champions Leagues. Jose Mourinho back at Real Madrid. Bundesliga football back on That's Football. Like, there's a lot of things outside the Premier League to look forward to as well. You're right. The only thing I think is a bit of a shame is that there was a time when you used to get Italian, Spanish, Bundesliga all on Sky and a highlight show as well. Nowadays, it's hard to watch other leagues because I don't know where. I mean, who's got? I know we've got Friday night games of the Bundesliga here, and it's Amazon Prime and Sky for the other games. But I don't even know La Liga where to watch that. Is that on? I think some of it was on ITV. Somebody told me that Serie A is on Premier Sports or something like that. Good feet by Vardiel. Needed to move that quicker. Greedy feet by Foden. Thoughts on stamina over technicality in England, says Com. Well, I think the Premier League was very stop-start last season, so why would it be about stamina? I think technicality and flow can both exist together, and that's what I'm hoping. You know, I think that, to be fair, I think this. So we're always quick to moan in the Premier League. VAR, fouls on goalkeepers, long throw-ins, lack of quality goals, stop-start football. But in fairness, I think this game has flowed really well. The ball feels like it's been in play a lot. It feels like we've had a lot of chances. So hopefully that's going to continue. Start, bench, sell the Euros, the World Cup, or the Champions League. I'd sell the Euros. It's tough because I do like the World Cup every 4 years, but the Champions League is, especially when it gets to the knockout stage. You know, you think about that Bayern Munich game, Bayern Munich PSG, what a game. Oh, I tell you what, it's a shame. Shame I didn't do this on Sky on United stand because I'd have been well in. Because if you want to watch the primetime Saturday night game on La Liga, it's on Disney Plus. Like me! That was a bit of an evil laugh. I didn't know that. I didn't actually know that. Yeah, the Saturday night primetime game for La Liga is on Disney Plus, which is where you can also watch Stick to United. And you can watch it on YouTube. City is cooked. I've just tuned in, says Hyans. Is this the same Arsenal as last season? Boring, says Mercer. I think Chelsea will challenge Arsenal. I wish it was us, though, says Chev. If Nunes plays, would that have shifted the line, says Run Up. And do you have any United jerseys from the 80s, says Kenneth. I do. I have a blue United V-neck and I have a white United away kit as well. I don't think I've got any red kits from the 80s. Thoughts on stamina? I've done that one. Thank you very much. What lead to Chelsea downfall? Abramovich leaving, says Vishu. Yeah, but yeah. You had a lot of success there, didn't you? You gave no advice how to mend the bond with my boyfriend, says Priya. I did give you some advice. I said buy him a bloody new Manscaped because no bloke's going to want to use a razor your mum's been at her chuff with, have they? Bloody open up your ears. You're as bad as your mum. Going off there with your own ideas. I literally said buy him a new Manscaped. 15% off with the code footy. I'll tell you what, if you don't, I'd be dumping you. If I was going out with a girl and she said my mum's been using your Manscaped, I'd be like, well, there's one answer here. Otherwise, you're fired. Right, we've had a couple more subs here. We've had a few subs, actually. Semenyu's still on the pitch, but Mamouche obviously came on for Haaland. Cherky for Foden. And Lewis for Anderson. Saka's on for Madueke as well. And Hincape's on for Calafiori. So, a few substitutions happening now. You'd be stunned if you saw a comeback from Man City, though, based on what we've seen. Did Ricky come back to you? No. Which is a shame. He's not even read it. Might have blocked me. Oh, Saka's done well there. Got away from Vardiel. Side netting. Should have cut it back, really. Odegaard knows he should have done it. Looking sharp, Odegaard, isn't he? I mean, I think a fit and firing Odegaard is a huge positive for Arsenal. Hola, Senor Goldbridge. Give Maresca a lifetime deal, says AC Gaming. You didn't finish the bold chat, Mark, says B3. Yeah, so, yeah, somebody said to me, has your hairline gone back over the years? I think it has done, yeah, but not by much, maybe half a centimetre, which I think is normal for people as they go and approach their 50s and their 40s. But if I did go bald at any point, I would pay for a rug. Why not? But I'm not too concerned anyway, because my dad, his brother, and his dad all were bald, and they were well on the road in their mid-20s. Like, they had the receding there and there. So, and I've never had that. So there is a bit of a, I don't know whether there's any science to it that it's actually your mum's side, but I don't think it is. I think it's just luck of the draw, or yeah, luck of the draw. Some people, it suits them being bold. Pep Guardiola. I think City might concede again. Look, I've got no idea of either team's pre-season, but Man City do look a little bit like there's a lot of work to do. Look, I was speaking about this on the United stand yesterday because we got battered by AC Milan 4-2. And my honest assessment of pre-season is that you could lose every game in pre-season and then go and win your first 3 Premier League games, and you've had a good pre-season. You could win every game in pre-season and lose your first 2 Premier League games, and you've had a bad pre-season. Realistically, pre-season is there to, you know, build fitness and readiness for proper games. And what people don't realise is in pre-season, some players don't give 100% because they don't want to get injured, or, you know, they're fully aware that they're building up their fitness. So it's all about being ready for the start of the season. And that's why there is this Community Shield curse where the team that wins it doesn't necessarily win the Premier League. What about Mamouche, Mark? Says Valid131. Was City a bad move? You know, when they first bought Mamouche, they brought him in the January, didn't they? When they first brought him in, I was like, bloody hell, they've done it again. He looks like he's going to be an absolute amazing player. Bit like Savinho as well when he first came in, and then it's just not transpired. So look, I don't know, is the honest answer. But he did look like he was going to be quite good. Oh God, excuse me. Not taking off work this year for any United game. Not paying for YouTube either. Also didn't buy the new kit. So she loves cowgirl. What? Why do you pay for YouTube? Not paying for YTTV either. Sorry, that might be something else. Ronaldo is retiring. I am devastated, says Rajaf. Is he? It's likely this will be my final year in football and I want to leave a legacy. He said, I have my future all mapped out. I have so many things to keep me busy that to tell you one thing is hard because football could leave a big hole. You have to fill your time in various ways, not just one. Also more fun, travel more, watch and play paddle, which I really like, and continuing to enjoy what we've earned, because after all, it's been 25 years with a lot of sacrifice. Man United signed him on this day in 2003, by the way, 23 years ago. But he says it's probably his last year in football. He's going to get those 1,000 goals, isn't he? How far away is he from 1,000 goals? Yeah, I mean, look, to be fair, the Euros are in Portugal, but watching him play in the last 3 major tournaments for Portugal, it's not good for him and it's not good for Portugal anymore. He's 24 goals away, apparently. Well, it won't be his last season. Basically, if he gets the 1,000 goals, he'll retire. If he doesn't, he'll play on. I think that's basically how I read it. Here's Semenyo. I mean, there's no way he's not going to play on until he gets... Imagine at the end of the season, he's 4 short, and he goes, oh, well, I fell short. He'll play another year, won't he? He'll keep playing until he gets those goals. And, I think we'd all agree with him. Jack says the title race is going to be bad. Well... unless the title race is a little bit like when Leicester won it and nobody really dominates and it just leaves an open title race, that would be good. I'll tell you what, that would have been a horrific start to the season then. Always be careful of wires because there is a wire here. And as I walked there, that bit stuck in... Oh no, I nearly bloody headbutted my own bloody studio. Gary would not be happy. Gary, I can't do Stick to United. I've knocked myself out on the studio and I'm out for a month. Somebody call Cliff Thorburn. What a ball by Odegaard. Oh, that deserved a goal. It still might get a goal. No, he's offside. Jamie, thank you very much for your super chat. Will you be doing Cooking with Goldbridge? I cannot wait for the autumn. I've had enough of the summer, but we've been so busy across the summer with obviously the stuff we've been doing with the overlap, Stick to United, the World Cup, getting ready for the new season, a load of new stuff that's coming on here, Bundesliga. So it's just been too busy. But I think with the international breaks and the transfer window closing, I'll get a little bit more time to just get on with the massive list of things that I want to do. I'm still thinking of doing an FC27 career mode because I want to do one final career mode. Obviously, I'm going to do a playthrough of GTA 6 when that comes out as well. So, yeah, hopefully. GTA 6 release date in the UK, is that like end of November? 19th of November. That's coming so fast. Oh, Donnarumma just got there ahead of Saka. Oh, Ronnie Pickering. Make your own team on career mode. That was brilliant, says Marv. Yeah, I did enjoy that, actually. It was good. I can't see Grealish being used by Man City, no. I suppose it just depends how many years he's got left on his contract, though. He's got 1 year left, 2027. Last year I watched the 30th anniversary of Heat at the cinema. I was too young when it was released, so seeing it on the big screen was fantastic. Love that. I've never, you know, that's my Hal Badger. That's probably my favourite film, and I watch it every summer, and I never get bored, and I bloody love it. I could watch it again and again and again and again, and I never saw it in the cinema. Good shot from distance by Cherky, easily dealt with by Raya, but it's a shot on target. Mantas says no Bundesliga this season. No, I don't know where you've been, Mantas. Maybe you've just turned up new, but we have spoken about it 4 or 5 times. And yes, Bundesliga will be back on That's Football this season, as far as I know. And it starts on the 29th with Bayern Munich against Stuttgart. And I'm hoping to get over to Germany to do some stuff this season. What's happening with Timber? I don't know. I mentioned it at the start of the stream. I don't know. I presume he's still got an injury problem. Terry McDad says, I'm a new subscriber. Welcome, pal. Odegaard's been majestic, hasn't he? Probably the best player on the pitch. Gyökeres is coming on, and Zubimendi. I expect teams to be busy in the next 2 weeks. I think Arsenal will do something. I think Man City will do stuff. Hopefully Man United. I think, I don't know, maybe it's because of the World Cup. I think a lot of things have, there's a lot more teams I would have expected to do business than they actually have. But everyone seems to be in the same boat, so I do think that there will be activity in the final couple of weeks, yeah. Good play by Semenyo. I think, look, I'll do it in my Premier League's predictions. I do think Man City will be a force to be reckoned with this season. They've got too many good players. But let me just tell you the start to the season for Arsenal, fixtures-wise, because it's probably the middle of June when they came out that we spoke about it. So they've got Coventry at home, Villa away, Chelsea at home, Sunderland away. So look, first 3 games, Coventry at home, okay, massive favourites to win that. Villa away and then Chelsea at home. Sort of 3 games that if you win them, your confidence is going through the roof. It's not the easiest start of the season. Villa away, Chelsea at home after Coventry. But having said that, you wouldn't back against Arsenal going to Villa and winning and beating Chelsea at the Emirates either. So you could see them with 9 points, but it's not the easiest start in the world. As for City, Bournemouth at home, Palace away, Coventry at home. I could see Man City winning them 3. I really could. I'd expect them to beat Bournemouth. I'd expect them to beat Coventry at home. Palace away. It's not the same Palace. Different manager. A few of their players have gone. So, despite losing today, I think Man City could have a very good start to the season. Like United, a lot of people are worried about United, but our start to the season, we've got 2 promoted teams in our first 2 games. And also, it's a marathon, not a sprint, as many people would say. Both teams trying to showcase players they'd like to sell. Lewis Skelly, Marmoush, Grealish, says Who would make your entertainment 11? Current players you find entertaining to watch, admire skill, level and talent, or joy them being a shithouse, says Ross. Yeah, thanks for the super chat, Ross, but that's the sort of thing that I'd need a pen and paper and about half an hour to do. It's not, my brain doesn't work in a way where I can just reel off 11 players that would make my entertainment 11 of players who I admire skill-wise and talent. I do like Vinicius Junior. I do like watching him. I like Kvaratskhelia. I like wingers. I do. I like players like Morgan Rogers as well who get the ball and run at people. I like people who shoot from distance, take people on, score, exciting goals. I like fullbacks like Hakimi and Mendes who get forward. Like you say, entertainment. Strategic football I find quite dull. B3 says, my girlfriend just ended things. I feel lost. Advice. Well, I think that a lot of people are going to feel sorry for you, but we don't know why she's ended things. She might have come back from a weekend away with her mum early and caught you up to something you shouldn't be doing. We don't know. On the other hand, she might be a bitch. Ultimately, when a relationship breaks down, it breaks down for a reason, which means that they're not the right person. But you've got to go through the process of, healing. Now, you've got to put yourself first. If you want to watch the Star Wars trilogy and eat ice cream, do it. Don't do it forever. Just do it for a little bit to make yourself feel good. And then get yourself back on the horse and start riding it. Because... Oh, Saka over the bar. Lovely play. Put it over the bar. Best way to get over a relationship is jump on another one. But not until you're ready. Yeah, it was good play by Hincapié. Bad defending by City again. And I'll tell you what, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Ruben Diaz is just a Portuguese Tarkowski. He's not a bad centre-back, but he ain't world class. He's been absolutely rinsed today. He ain't that good. Best team to never win the Premier League, says Chris. Whew. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, really. I mean, there's been good teams that didn't win the Premier League, but we're talking about era teams, aren't we? Because, you know, Cherky, good feet, but he's going nowhere. Semenyo, great save by Raya. I tell you what, Raya has made some big saves today. Despite them dominating, he has. Ryan says she ended it because he didn't use a lawnmower. Thoughts on Liverpool selling a stake to Bezos, says Callum. I mean, look, that's for Liverpool fans. It's their club, but I think as an outsider, that's surely going to mean major investment. I certainly don't think he's going to run it like the Glazers. Ham says, I want United to stay so far away from Lewis Skelly. He is reckless, poor touch, runs around. He's like a less talented McTominay. Get the show Wayne Rooney Street Striker back, Mark, says Tia. That was good. Will you ever do a watch along with Rooney? To be honest, it's not been mentioned, but surely that's a bit of a movement we can do. That would be good fun. Steve Wynyard says, I don't think City are going to be challenging this season. I personally don't rate Maresca. I also think the squad's overrated. Thank you, Steve. Sully says, I don't see Maresca lasting the season. Out in 8 months. And Brand says, the best team to never win the Premier League is Liverpool 2019. What's your favourite Guns N' Roses song? Mine's Rocket Queen. I like November Rain. I don't think I'd move past that, to be honest. Top 3 action films, says Pranoy. Depends what you class as action. I mean, Die Hard's an action film. I really do like that. I wouldn't class films like Heat and etc. as action. John Wick, I would class as action, and I did like that. I also quite like... I quite like a lot of the 80s ones, like Commando. As I said, Die Hard. Die Hard 2 is actually very good. Die Hard 3 is very good. Predator, brilliant. Rambo, brilliant. Rambo, the first one, brilliant. Doug says, I don't know, Heat was action, it just had a good plot and dialogue. Well, if it's action, it's number 1 for me. I think we can all stop saying Donnarumma is better than Raya now, says Drew. How good is Simon for keeping Raya on the bench for Spain? That's not, that's just personal choice. Spain have a habit of doing that. De Gea used to be on the bench as well, and he was Spain's best goalkeeper. Like Raya's Spain's best goalkeeper, they just prefer Simon. And it's hard as a goalkeeper, isn't it? Lethal Weapon's a brilliant action film. Yeah, it's hard as a goalkeeper as well because you can only pick one and you don't really sub them. So you can have 3 brilliant goalkeepers in a national team, but you're only going to use one. Yeah, and let's not forget, Man City will obviously be... It's a bit like United yesterday. That loss could be good for us because it highlights the problems that we've got. And for Man City as well. Terminator, good action film. Most of these are from the 80s, aren't they? I've not seen the new horror film Obsession, but a lot of people are obsessed with it. City lost the Community Shield the same season we won the treble. This game isn't that important, says Sam. Teams do win the Community Shield and the Premier League in the same season, but it is rare. In the Premier League era, only 8 teams have achieved the double, and it's not happened since Man City in 1819. Teams to do it, Man United 93-94, 96-97, 07-08, 08-09 and 2010-11. Chelsea 05-06, 09-10 and Man City 18-19. Oh, Ricky's come back. I said Shaw was shit yesterday, all at fault for all the goals. He said, nah, Miles out. I watched it. He's still typing. He's bloody deluded. He can't be in 2 places at once. Yeah, but one being in the right place once would be fine. Yeah, he's blaming others, basically. He will never criticise Luke Shaw. He will never do it. He literally, Luke Shaw could do anything to Ricky and he still wouldn't. I don't mean like that, but like he could do anything and Ricky wouldn't blame him. He could have CCTV, fingerprint evidence, and he still wouldn't blame Luke Shaw. If City fans think they're getting anywhere near us this season, it's hilarious. We're going back to back, says it's Gunner Joe. Free at Last says, if you had the Avengers in your squad, where do you put them? I don't even know who the Avengers are. I don't watch any of that stuff, so I genuinely don't know who they are. How is Anderson doing, says Grand? Oh, he went off ages ago. In Ricky we trust, says Jay Shaw. He's now analysing each goal. All I can see is the typing. First goal, he was on the press. Oh, can't be asked. He's still typing. I see it. This is what I mean. He's still going on. I've had about 6 messages in the last minute. He'll be there like this. Pick a card. He won't stop. Shouldn't wind him up. Imagine still having Ricky on the channel, says Stephen. Oh, we love Ricky. When are your Premier League predictions out, Mark? Tomorrow morning, Jay. Will we get a Ricky meets Rooney? That would be good, Fear Fam. I'm sure we will. Fucking hell, I'm hot again. When is this weather going to cool down? Why is it so hot again? Is Mamouche all on his own? Terrible touch. Terrible touch. Yeah, it's 25 degrees again, that's why. Fucking just cool down. 25 degrees is still warm for the UK. Well, it's been good to be back. I enjoy the watch-alongs, as you know. We did enough of them during the World Cup. Our first Premier League watch-along is on Friday night between Arsenal and Coventry. We're then one on Sunday and one on Saturday, and then one on Monday. So we've got a watch-along every day of the first 4 days of the Premier League, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. A week on Friday, we've got live Bundesliga footage as Bayern Munich take on Stuttgart. And then we'll have that for you every Friday night as normal. So get involved with that. Be part of our Bundesliga crew. It was brilliant last season. Live footage shown on the channel. Premier League predictions is out tomorrow morning as well. All my predictions, all the trophies, all the positions. We'll have that out for you. Remember last season, I lived off that. I said Arsenal were going to win the league when most people were saying Liverpool or Man City. So can I do it again? I do think, though, you've got to be a very brave person to go against Arsenal. Common sense suggests Arsenal, doesn't it? Does anybody seriously think anything other than Arsenal? Although they have never won the European Cup. They've never won the European Cup, and it's very hard to win the European Cup and the Premier League. So maybe Arsenal might focus on that a little bit. Probably try and do the both, though, won't they? Trey says he'd love to go third base with any United player. Okay. City really think Elliot Anderson can replace Rodri. We need to keep up the pressure on him and Gyökeres. No soft spot from United fans, says Sunrisers Army. I don't think Elliot Anderson was brought in to replace Rodri, to be honest. Hell Badger says, my advice to the guy who got dumped is to watch Heat in 4K. Everyone loses their girlfriend in Heat. They do. Good point. Three minutes added on. Donnarumma has been a clown on all 3 goals. Trafford is so much better, says Jarb. Well, he'll be playing for Leeds this season. Mamouche looks like he's injured here. Headed away from a free kick by Grealish, and then Declan Rice. No, it's not Rice, it was Solis actually. Maresca is a Timo version of Pep Guardiola, says Fabian. I mean, I do think Donnarumma is a very good goalkeeper. And as I said, look, we do love... Somebody asked in the first half, do football fans always overreact? We love to overreact in football. We love to overreact in football. It's who we are. But remember that stat. It's very rare to win the Community Shield and the Premier League, which is incredible, really. Man City have got 3 very winnable games opening up the season. And I suppose it all comes down to that. Final whistle is done. MLS, Miles Lewis Skelly is clear of Anderson. Only 19 as well, says it's Gunnar Joe. Can Arsenal... Mark, Arsenal can't win the league because of the Community Shield curse, says me. We'll have to wait. Well, we'll have to wait and see about that curse, won't we? My Premier League predictions video is out first thing tomorrow morning anyway. Don't forget to tune in and have a look at that. You can leave your comments in that video as well. I got it right last year. But there's a few things to consider for sure. Thank you so much everybody for tuning in. I'm on the United Stand live at 8 o'clock as normal. I'll do a quick match reaction to this actually because I think it's worthy, and I'll speak to you all later. Check out Premier League predictions tomorrow morning. I'll speak to you in a bit.